A Christian woman is claiming she diverted a tornado. Texas woman Sabrina Lowe says that her Christian faith gave her the power to redirect a tornado away from her home. She said 10 family members were visiting her apartment over the weekend when they heard the distinctive train noise of an approaching tornado. And then she said the following in what is just an amazing statement. We'll put it up on the screen for those of you that are watching along with us. We actually went outside and started commanding the winds because God had given us authority over the winds, the airways, and we just began to command this storm not to hit our area. We spoke to the storm and said, go to unpopulated places. It did exactly what we said to do because God gave us the authority to do that. It was an EF4 tornado, Lewis, with wind speeds up to 180 miles per hour. And it was among the 9 confirmed tornadoes that went through the Dallas area. By the way, killing 11 people and destroying more than 1,000 buildings. So she did the very Christian thing, which is steer the tornado away from her own family so that it would kill people in other parts of the state. Jesus would be very, very proud.
I know that she's just confused and
Right.
doesn't understand much about the world. And there's probably really nothing behind this statement other than ignorance, but it comes off as sounding so pompous and pious and righteous and
But
obnoxious.
isn't it evil too? I mean, because the tornadoes killed other people. They didn't go to unpopulated areas. They actually resulted in other people dying.
You think she's going to actually, think about this in a nuanced way like that? Come on.
She willingly turned a tornado onto the property of others. It sounds like a clear case of assault and battery, vandalism, and murder, right? I mean, think about what we're saying here. If she really was able to command a tornado to go elsewhere where it killed people, that is a crime. That is a criminal act.
Well, yeah, I think the super Christian thing to do would have been to say the tornado needs to stay right here. The tornado stays right here on us,
Motionless.
We're gonna sacrifice ourselves
Not
for the
even
greater good.
But Lewis, think, if you can really control the winds, actually
You could disperse the tornado.
Disperse the tornado, end the tornado, right? It's amazing how
Or just ask your friend God to get rid of it.
what God has allowed you to do is super narrow. You can't impact the fact that the tornado exists or how strong it is or whatever, but you can redirect it to the next town over where it kills people there instead of your family. Why wouldn't God, if giving people these powers, allow them to just disperse the tornado altogether?
Why did God allow for tornadoes in the first place?
Well, to test people.
To test what? Their wind movement skills?
Yeah, and what's that? God works in mysterious ways,
Yeah.
etc., so on and so forth. Is this mental illness, though? To believe you have special powers to change the wind and then you send it to another place where it kills people, is that has to be mental illness. How is it not? Argue that it's not mental illness.
Okay, well, I mean, would you say that all people who think they're psychic are mentally ill?
No, I think a lot of them are scammers.
Well, no. I mean, if there are people who truly believe that they are psychic, I think the woman we had in studio truly believed she was a psychic, right?
Yeah.
Would you call her mentally ill?
I'm not a mental health professional.
So we'll say that we are not able to make these calls.
Yeah, I need someone to explain to me whether there's any explanation other than mental illness for believing that this woman, for this woman believing that she was able to, using the power of God, redirect a tornado by praying for it to go elsewhere. Explain to me how it's not mental illness if you have a way of doing so that is in any way coherent.